On this episode of Trent's Daily Vlog, we're talking about refeeds. Alright, so refeed day, guys. Well, refeed day was yesterday and the day before, but I think I'm going to go a third one just to see how we go. I'm kind of feeling a little bit flat today, like mentally flat. I didn't really get a pump at the gym. Like I did some legs and I did some back as well, and I didn't really get the best pump ever. So I did a little bit of blood flow restriction on my arms and tried to get my triceps to work, but it didn't really get a lot. I actually did legs and chest, not legs and back. And so yeah, we might do a little bit more of a refeed today, see what happens, I reckon. I think it's a good idea. Plus, more carbs. Who can complain? Right, I'm going to show you guys what I got from the shops, and yeah, let's do it. So we got some food here, guys. This is what I'm going to be eating on the reg, I think, because all of these things, except for the sweet potato, are actually quite low in calories, which is good. So got button something, button cup mushrooms, whatever. Brussels sprouts, because the sister-in-law told me that Brussels sprouts are great for you, and apparently super low in calories and really high in protein, which is good. Spinach leaves, just because I want a filler. We got some asparagus there because I got told by one of my clients that asparagus is really great as a diuretic. Cat, turn into dim sim. And then some sweet potatoes for post-workout carbs, because they're also quite low in fat as well. And then just a little bit of extra virgin olive oil spray because I've been using too much of this olive oil, okay? Also, I'll show you real quick my supplements that I've got. Got this pre-workout. It's mental. Don't take it on an empty stomach because your face will crawl off, right? It has niacin in it and a lot of it, and it freaking blows my mind. Anyway, a little bit of creatine, which is sweet and bulk nutrients, and I got HCP protein powder, which I'm thinking I might just switch back to the whey next week, or when I get an order, see what happens. At the moment, all powdered proteins really kind of destroy my gut. So this one, I'm just going to see what happens with the WPI. Anyway. Sup guys, we've got my information on how to do proper refeeds, okay? So as you know, I've been doing my refeeds for the past 2 days. I'm gonna do a third day today just to see how my body reacts to it, all right? Feeling low, but hopefully with this extra refeed, I'll be able to boost myself up a little bit. So I'll give you some information on how to do a proper refeed and why and when you should do a refeed, okay? So I'm gonna start with when. So if you've been in a calorie deficit for longer than 4 weeks, right, you're most likely in a fat loss phase, okay? So if we're doing a 4-week mini cut, you won't need to do a refeed because you'll be going straight back to maintenance calories once you've done that 4 weeks, okay? So going past 4 weeks, we want to introduce some sort of refeed to make sure that our muscles are still full of glycogen, which is sugars from carbohydrates, okay? So obviously when you should be doing it depends on the individual as well. So in my first 6 weeks of doing my cut, that's was going to eventually be a 22-week cut, I didn't do a refeed because I just didn't need it. My body was so full of glycogen for 6 weeks.
previously from being, well, A, such high in calories, and B, being in such high calories from, you know, a year ago. I'd just been continually eating in a surplus. I was quite good. I didn't have a lot of low mood or lethargy or anything like that, so I didn't need to do one. But it may differ for every individual, okay? So a good way to tell when you're actually needing a refeed is your lifts are decreasing, your tiredness is increasing, and your hormones are also decreasing, right? A lot of the time you can tell that your lifts are decreasing from both of these two things. Okay, so hormones are low, like at the moment, my testosterone is quite low. I can feel it, I'm tired, I just feel like shit, all right? And my lifts are not that great. So this is when I'll go, okay, I need to chuck in a refeed here to see if my body will adapt and to see if I can get like some sort of pump and stuff like that whilst I'm at the gym. All right, why do we do refeeds? We want to try and reduce the amount of metabolic adaptation that our body goes through when we're going through a fat loss phase, okay? So our metabolism, we want to try and keep that nice and high the whole time, as high as we can get it, all right? But when you're in a calorie deficit, naturally, your body is just going to adapt to that stimulus, right? And it's going to want to be more effective as the calories dwindle down. So what I want to do with a refeed is I want to keep that body guessing and try and keep my metabolism as high as possible, all right? So if I'm down here, right, we've got calories and metabolism over time, you can see in the red that without any refeeds, our metabolism is getting slower and progressively better at conserving calories, okay? So, but with the refeeds, the periodic refeeds, right, I'll just kind of put it here for reference, but we start here, which should be the same as the red, right? We bring in the refeed, we come back up metabolism-wise, down, back up, down, back up, down, back up, right? So we're bringing it down. We're never gonna be at the same stage as where we started at, but we're going to be a lot better over time with our metabolism, okay? So another good thing about refeeds is that it actually increases compliance in terms of you sticking to the diet, all right? So if you're in a really hardcore dieting phase, like at the moment, I'm at 1650 calories, right? It sucks, but if I have something to look forward to, like 2 days worth of a refeed in 14 days time, I'm most likely going to want to comply and stay strict on that diet because I know that in another 13 days, I'm going to be getting a really great refeed, okay? It's actually about 12 days for me, I think. So I do, yeah, it's 12 days. So the reason, and another few reasons why we refeed is that, as said before, our lifts get better, our tiredness decreases, and our hormones also increase as well, all right? And we fill out our muscles with glycogen, and we can get better pumps at the gym. We can make sure that we're getting enough blood flow to the muscle and feeling really good. So how should you do a refeed? So it depends on every person, okay? But I do my refeeds every 8 to 14 days, all right? So at the moment, I'm at 12, all right? But for some people who are in a lower calorie deficit, it could be 8 days, anywhere between 8 days and 14 days, okay? That's usually what they say is usually the limit. An increase of 250 to 500 calories in carbohydrates only, all right? So even if you have to bring your fats down just a smidge, right, to get in a lot of carbohydrates, you only really want to be going up towards your base metabolism, so your maintenance calories, right? But you need to make sure that you calculate that and that you understand where your maintenance is because you don't want to be going into a surplus whilst you're in a cut. It's besides the point, right? So 250 to 500 calories in carbohydrates, which is a lot of carbohydrates, which is that much fun. It's fantastic, all right? And you want to I like to do around 2 to 3 days of higher carbs, right? This is the first time I'm trying a third day. We will see what happens, right? My body seems to have gotten leaner over the past couple of days. I've dropped weight in a maintenance calorie phase, right? Where my carbs have been quite high, right? But I've dropped weight with higher carbohydrates. So I'm gonna try a third day, see if I can push it just that little bit extra, all right? So guys, hopefully that helps you with your refeeds and helps you understand how to actually implement them in your diet, all right? But if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll leave a comment in the section below, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. All right, bye.
G'day guys, if you like this video, make sure you give it a like, you comment, and you subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. But for now, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.